This. Hello, YouTube. This is Doris, and I do apologize for not putting this out last night. I know that Jimmy had spoken to a couple of you and told you I was working on my video, and I was being very picky and did not like it, so I ended up deleting it like 4 times. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, I ended up saying screw it and went to bed and figured I would do it today. So this is just my NXT video. I had mentioned on Thursday night that I thought I was going to try separating NXT and SmackDown to make them shorter videos, and that's what I am trying tonight. So, NXT was good this week. We started out with Keith Lee, and he came out to talk about his North American Championship match with Roderick Strong this Wednesday. He compared his year to Undisputed Era's year, and Undisputed Era came out and ended up jumping on him. They did try to injure him. They put a chair around his ankle and jumped off the rope on it. When that happened, we saw Tommaso Ciampa come out to help Lee, and he chased away Undisputed Era. And that was the opening segment of NXT. The first match of the night was actually my favorite match of the night. We saw Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster from NXT UK versus Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle in a Dusty Rhodes Classic. And like I said, this was my favorite match of the night. It was like non-stop action. Both teams put each other to the limit. There were a lot of close calls, a lot of high-flying action, a lot of hard hitting. And it ended up that Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle defeated Andrews and Webster by pinfall to advance into the Dusty Rhodes Classic. And then we saw Tommaso Ciampa come out, and he was talking about the attack on Lee and talking about Goldie and how he was taking his life back from Adam Cole. Undisputed Era did again come out and attack Tommaso Ciampa, and we saw Johnny Gargano come out and save him, and it was pretty cool to see DIY work together again. And we find out on Wednesday night that DIY was challenged by Mustache Mountain for a tag team match at Worlds Collide a week from today. DIY did accept the challenge and said that they would reunite for one night only to have this match. And I'm pretty excited about that because DIY was a great tag team and worked well together, so I look forward to that match. We saw another Dusty Rhodes Classic, the Time Splitters versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. If you remember, I had talked about Kushida and Alex Shelley, who were a tag team in Japan called the Time Splitters. They reunited for the Dusty Rhodes Challenge, and they ended up losing to the Grizzled Young Veterans from NXT UK. So we have the Grizzled Young Veterans moving on in the match. After the match, the Time Splitters did try to shake the hands of the Grizzled Young Veterans and basically got laughed at, and they walked out on them. And then we saw a triple threat cruiserweight match to pick the number one contender for the NXT brand. At Worlds Collide, they're going to have a fatal four-way with 2 NXT cruiserweights and 2 NXT UK cruiserweights. So this was the match to determine the combatant to go against Angel Garza, who is the cruiserweight champion. And it was Swerve Scott, Lio Rush, and Tyler Breeze. It was a decent match, high flying like you would expect a cruiserweight 205 match to be. And there were a lot of close calls, but the one who came out with the victory was Swerve, and he defeated Rush and Breeze by pinfall, and he will have a spot in the fatal four-way match at Worlds Collide. So then we saw a number one contender NXT Women's Battle Royal to determine who would be facing Rhea Ripley at NXT TakeOver Portland. In that match was Katie Catanzaro, I can never say her name, Catanzaro. Mercedes Martinez made an appearance. Shayna Baszler was a surprise unannounced appearance. We saw Bianca Belair in this match. Mia Yim was in this match. Io Shirai. Tegan Knox was in the match. And Shotzi Blackheart was another surprised entrance. And she is actually the one that eliminated Baszler. And we saw a appearance by Dakota Kai. She was not in the match. She came out to help eliminate Tegan Knox, who ended up being one of the last 3 in the match. And Dakota Kai pulled her off the top turnbuckle to eliminate her, and that left Io Shirai and Belair, and we saw Belair come out with the victory with the KOD. So Belair will be facing Ripley at TakeOver Portland. It was a decent match. We had some familiar talent, some new talent, but that was pretty much the night. Like I said, the Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle match was my favorite. I thought that was the best match of the night. You may disagree. Let me know what you think. And next week, like I said, we are going to see the North American Championship match. And then next Saturday, the week of the Royal Rumble, is the NXT Worlds Collide takeover. And that's about it, peeps. That's all I got for you for NXT. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought. If you agree with my opinion of the best match, what you thought was the best, what you hated about it. And I will see you, peeps, probably later tonight or tomorrow with my SmackDown update. And other than that, peace out, peeps, and I hope